Hi, this is Real Turkey Channel and you're watching Atilla Yeşilada. Today we're going to talk about Turkey's first and current central bank governor, Ms. Hafize Gaye Erkan, and the allegations surrounding her. She is under severe criticism for nepotism. Allegedly, her father and mother have been given offices in the headquarters of Turkish Central Bank, and they actually act like they are executives. These allegations have been expressed by anonymous whistleblowers, as well as a female employee who wrote an official letter of complaint to the presidency's office, sort of an ombudsman's office within the presidency. And the questions I'm going to address is, are these true? Are they important? Will she be fired? And if she is fired, does that mean Turkey's brief experimentation with standard orthodox monetary policy is over? By the way, for those of you who watch Real Turkey Channel the first time, on the same subject, I'm sure dozens of excellent English language videos on YouTube. There's a difference between what those people do and do very well and get traffic 100 times more than this channel does, and what I do. Real Turkey Channel is sort of an acquired taste. It doesn't waste time with the background and the context. We appeal to the connoisseurs, to experienced Turkey watchers, or those who watch a lot of dystopian science fiction because they are very parallel to each other. So if you're a beginner to Turkey for one reason or other, a lot of things I say don't make much of a sense. On the other hand, my videos are only 15 minutes long. So this is the situation. Gaye Erkan, she has been appointed 7 to 8 months ago, and she has done a fairly good job in the sense of raising the policy rate from 8.5% to 42.5%, which no one 6 months ago would have believed. And as you watch this video, the Monetary Policy Committee under her leadership would have probably increased interest rates by another 250 basis points. She has also done a fairly good job of selling Turkey's new standard orthodox monetary policy to international investors. So what are the allegations about her, and why do a lot of Turkish experts think she might be fired? Well, the allegations are nepotism, as I've said, which is a severe misdemeanor in the United States. If you're a civil servant, nepotism, you get fired. Allegedly, and there are a lot of anonymous complaints, strangely forwarded to opposition press members, that her father and mother are in the bank all the time. The facilities of the bank and the personnel of the bank are dedicated to their personal use. Ms. Hafize Gaye Erkan brings her infant to the bank, and she spends a lot of time with the infant. She's a toddler. The baby's a toddler. And also, there's a lot of mobbing, harassment, even physical violence. Of course, all of these need to be proven either, by a blue ribbon commission or in the courts of law, none of which has taken place. But strangely enough, neither the presidency's office nor her nominal boss, the economy czar Mehmet Simsek, have uttered a word in her defense. As importantly, Turkey's media is largely controlled by Mr. Erdogan and his cronies, and if he wanted to defend Hafize Gaye Erkan, he would have started a maelstrom of counter-campaign to clear her name. None of these have happened. Poor Gaye Erkan refuted these claims. Her father refuted these claims, but that's where we go. Are these claims true? Again, without using any of the rumors and the scuttlebutt that circulates in, my environment, I look at the accusations from the perspective of truthfulness and credibility. Yes, I would say there's something to it, that probably her father and mother have taken on a role that's not appropriate for a central bank governor. On the other hand, this is not a crime in Turkey. Almost every minister in Erdogan's cabinet has his or her relatives appointed top positions and appointed his wife, his lover, his life partner, his son, his daughter, his goat, her goat, whatever, to very, high positions close to the ministry. So even if she did those things, were obviously lamentable and personally repugnant, but I don't think they constitute a crime in the eyes of Mr. Erdogan because he's the ultimate nepotist. Remember, the former finance minister, Berat Albayrak, was his son-in-law, the drone guy, the guy who's in charge of Turkey's defense industry. Well, the private company that sells a lot of Turkey's defense exports is also son-in-law. So anyhow, I think there is some veracity to these allegations. I don't know if they are as severe as alleged or would be enough reason for her firing, but I don't think that's what it comes down to. It is clear to me that the plaintiffs have been encouraged by advisors close to Mr. Erdogan to come out and share their plight with the opposition media. What would be the point of doing that? If you understand that, you would also understand why I'm concerned, not necessarily about her being sacked, but about her replacement and the fate of monetary policy in Turkey. Now, Mr. Erdogan had very unorthodox views about inflation and interest rates, in the sense that if you watch my past videos, I've done a dozen about that, in the sense that he always claimed to lower inflation, one needs to lower interest rates. Yes, this is not my poor English. This is not me, demented Attila Yeşilada, reversing the causality in the sentence. Mr. Erdogan still claims that to lower inflation, a country needs to lower the interest rate. So he suddenly changed his opinion. And of course, a lot of people who do business with Turkey, they could be foreign investors or companies that trade with Turkey, who are asking the question, oh, well, is this guy serious? I mean, can he change his view again? Debate within Mr. Erdogan's inner circle about the wisdom of raising interest rates have never been concluded. So it's my opinion, and I do have some data to back that up or some evidence, is that those advisors who prefer to stick with currency control and very low interest rate to stimulate growth and capital investment have plotted this to discredit Gaye Erkan. And they're hoping that Gaye Erkan will be fired and someone from the old school, someone who believes, as Mr. Erdogan, that you need to lower interest rates to get inflation down, will be appointed. And that's what it comes down to. Obviously, if Gaye Erkan is fired, that would be a shock, a confidence shock, but not as much so if her replacement is, for instance, Cevdet Akçay, Professor Cevdet Akçay, an accomplished economist and a macroeconomist, or Miss Hatice Karahan. I'm asking my producer here, Semih, Hatice Karahan? Hatice Karahan, a graduate of the Syracuse University, my son's alma mater, and also Karahan. Professor Hatice Karahan, also an economist. If Gaye Erkan is replaced by one of these two names, or just another one who believes in orthodox standard monetary policy, I think we would have a confidence shock which would dissipate in a few days. But if she's fired and replaced by someone who holds very unorthodox views, like the former governor, Sahap Kavcıoğlu or Shahap Kavcıoğlu, then obviously the conclusion that the markets will draw from that event is that, well, once again, Turkey's experiment with conventional monetary policies over. Elections are 3 months ahead. So, well, for one reason or other, Mr. Erdogan is going to lower interest rates, and we're going to get a run on Turkish lira and the dollar TL rate spiking up, Turkish markets tanking. What do I think? I don't think she will be fired, at least not until after the elections. And I think even if she is fired, Mr. Erdogan will stick with the standard monetary framework and will appoint someone who would carry out her duties as efficiently as Gaye Erkan had. Of course, if Gaye Erkan is fired and replaced by a non-orthodox or heterodox thinker, then Mehmet Simsek will be next. And then my next video will be about the impending financial crisis in Turkey. Thanks for your patience. I also want to thank Mesele Ekonomi, the premier economy channel, for helping me shoot and produce this video. And do subscribe, share it with your friends, and send comments. I love reading them. Bye-bye from Istanbul.